Hey, everybody.
Welcome to Leaving CrazyTown with Finn and Sarah.
All right. We've been talking about feelings, and on the previous video we did, and what we were just
I just want to break out in song.
I know.
Feelings.
What we were just discussing has been as a great example of how we defend against feelings. And we've talked in other videos about, we were talking about behaviors like getting angry or being anxious or talking or shutting down, all ways we kind of detach ourselves from our feeling states. And so Finn's going to tell a story about his process of noticing, oh, I'm trying to protect myself from the feelings. And I might interrupt occasionally to break it down.
Occasionally. Right. I like to use my brain to interfere with feelings. Anyway.
Yes.
I want to protect myself from having any pain whatsoever because I am a 72 and sunny seeker.
All right, I'm interrupting already. All right, one thing I just want to say is if you're a big thinker, thinking isn't going to help you get closer to feelings. So I just want to say that right up front. Okay, our minds aren't typically helpful. In fact, I often say the older I get, the less interested I am in what I'm thinking. But Finn's a big thinker. Lots of you are big thinkers. And I want you to think about sometimes if you're starting to obsess or if you're noting your mind spinning, you might be defending against feelings. Okay, take it away. And I'm going to try not to interrupt.
All right. So I call my head the Tower of Terror because it is made up mostly, but it's still scary. So, the Disney ride Tower of Terror, it's fun, but scary.
Yes.
My mind's not so fun. So the other day I was with Sarah. Actually, we were recording. And in the middle of our recording, I got a text message from my sister. My sister, who I haven't really spoken with at her choice. She's rejected me and my lifestyle, and my older sister. So probably like 3 years, more than 3 years, I haven't seen her. My older, I've talked to her, but I haven't seen her. My older sister, I haven't seen in many more years than that. And then, so I got a text message from my sister saying that she was driving to Massachusetts with my other sister to take my dad out to lunch on the next day, which was a Monday. And they wanted to know if I wanted to join them.
Huge.
And I was in such a state of shock because I had reached out numerous times a few years ago trying to, see if I could see my sisters, whatever. They wouldn't let me make a direct amends. I had to write the amends letter, which is okay. That's where they were at. And I was just, they'd send me stuff and I'd just write back, I love you, and, leave it at that. So this was like huge. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Huge.
And at first I got excited when I saw the text. Then I showed it to Sarah and she goes, oh, wow, that's great. And I was like, well, it's not. They're only inviting me because they know I have to work on a Monday and I can't go. So they're only inviting me because they know I can't go.
Making up stories.
I made all that up. It's not what the text message said. The text message said, we're going tomorrow to meet dad. Last minute, it was a last minute plan to go out to lunch, and we want to know if you want to join us. There was nothing in there that was all the stuff I was making up, but I got defensive right away and then I thought, well, I can't go. The truth is, after I calmed down a little bit, it's not that I can't go. I have a very flexible job. Sarah will tell you I can rearrange work. And so I realized, no, I'm going to do what I was taught in my work on my Code Crazy, is that to trust what's said and answer the question that's asked, right? Yes. So the question that was asked was, can I go to lunch the next day? And I was invited. So I contacted people at work, rearranged my work schedule, and wrote back to my sister that I would love to go. Let me know where and when, and I'll do my best to get there. Right away, I was like, oh, she didn't write back within 4 seconds. So I was like, oh yeah, now she's not going to tell me where they're going until last minute. And I'm just defending myself because I don't want to be hurt. I want to be, I feel like as a child, I would run up to my parents or somebody and I just get like a little puppy and get kicked in the face.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm always afraid of. No, I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to get crushed. And I was like, no, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be open, spacious, and loving, no matter what's said, no matter what happens.
Huge tip, by the way. Don't take bait. Be open and spacious. Okay, go.
Yeah. And So all's good. About 4 hours later, my sister got back to me and told me what the plan was. And I said, okay, I'll be in touch tomorrow. I'll let you know when I'm leaving the Cape. She said, great. End of story. I wake up the next morning.
Here we go.
And I'm like, if so-and-so says this, I'm going to say that. If my dad does this, I'm going to say that. And I just
mind stuff.
I know the mind was like,
Mine is going.
I was ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a fight. What happened to open and spacious, Finn?
People are
so, I stopped myself and I was like, all right, just let me be open and spacious. I want to show up the way I want to show up. I want to be loving and kind to my family. That's it. I don't want to battle. And, anyway, needless to say, I arrived. It was a wonderful time. I don't remember enjoying such a great time with all of my family in one place in a long time. And we took pictures. And anyway, we'll just see what the counselor has to say about all of that.
No, I just love that story for a variety of reasons. Well, plus I love Finn, and the fact that his family they're all talking is just amazing to me. And you will watch this ongoing process as you get to know us. But the couple of things I was thinking is, the greater the old, oh God, hello.
You're gonna cry.
The greater the old pain is, the more the mind is going to go. And I do talk about obsessive thinking in the book a little bit, and everybody's going to have an opinion about this, but I really believe when our minds are really going quickly and we're getting into obsessive thoughts, it means there's something really going on inside, either an old pain, an old fear, some old feelings that are getting activated, because human beings think. The more we think about it, we can figure out the solution, but that's not the way it is when we're trying to get in touch with our feelings, right?
Yeah. It's very scary. I definitely go into, I'm going to think my way out of having a feeling.
Yes.
And I get defensive and I plan my defense and everything. And I'll be the first to tell you that my experience showing up open-hearted and loving, things were said that normally upset me.
Right.
It's not that didn't happen at the lunch, but I wasn't defending it or defensive to it. I wasn't prepared. And honestly, there was a huge cushion between what was said and my feelings. It's like it didn't even touch me.
Right. Which is amazing.
Yeah,
which is amazing,
I
right?
was just so happy and in a loving space because I wasn't up here.
Right. Right. So,
and I want to say this too.
Go ahead.
That a lot of the things that I start to defend myself against, either they have occurred or they don't occur. But the thing is, the reason why I'm defending myself is because I'm telling myself that their comments are about me, and they're not. Their comments are about them. And when I'm open and loving, I get to be in that space and create space for them. I don't really think about what they're saying in terms of me. If I go into a situation feeling less than and like I can be attacked,
yes,
I will be, and I'll believe it's about me. Like, yes. I don't want them to feel a certain way about me. Well, I have no control.
We have no control over that. Right. All right. The things we're going to wrap up with are a couple of things. One thing is, if you're someone who's a negative thinker and thinks we're all going to die, or what we were telling, no, but not that we're not going to die, but
well, I'm always going to die homeless and alone. Come on.
Yeah. You know, people that when you're talking to them, they're like, but a flood's coming, or like they're always getting cancer.
The doom and gloom club.
The doom and gloom club. Okay. So negative thinking really is about fear. So if you start going down a negative thinking pattern, like Finn's like, they don't want to invite me, it really is because we're afraid. So try to stop, pause, and say to yourself, what am I afraid of right now? And just look at that.
When I looked at my behavior in recovery and I say I responded angrily, that's how I protected myself. So
yes,
I noticed when I, in recovery, I did some writing and turnarounds, and it would always be so-and-so abandoned me or cut me out of their life. And when I started looking at my behavior, as soon as I have fear that someone's going to reject me, I'm on the offense. You're cut out.
Yes.
It's like people who quit jobs before they get fired.
Yes.
I quit relationships before that someone else ended them. And then I was mad that they ended them. And it was all me doing it.
I am sure lots of people are going to relate to that. The whole ending relationships before we get hurt.
Absolutely. I find myself very relatable.
very relatable. Okay. Remember this. Whatever comes out of anybody else's mouth
It's about them.
is about them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
And we always talk about, I'm only responsible for my thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. I am not responsible for what happens over there. Okay.
And I just want to also remind you that everything that comes out of your mouth is about you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we just said that, but that's okay.
You said the opposite of that.
Oh, all right.
What comes out of someone else's
No, but
mouth
I also,
Oh, you did?
yes, it's okay.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Yes. So responsibility for what happens for us, and tool of the week. What tool are we going to give? Not taking things personally. All right.
And how do we do that? We pause.
Start noticing if, I want you to start doing this. If someone else says something that you're like, why are they saying that about me? Actually say to yourself, no, that's what is about them. If I'm trying to think of an example I could give right this second. Oh, I can give a quick example. Someone was telling me last night about that they were going to a meeting, and the person at their house, their mom in this example, got really upset that they were going to an AA meeting. Now, who's that really about? Now, the young man was saying, he had some feelings about it, but then he said, I know it was about her. So that's a great example. If someone else is getting upset, remember, it's their upsetness. It's about their activation. And he was able to say, I'm not going to take that personally. Huge. All right. That's the tool of the week. See you later. We're leaving CrazyTown. Fasten your seatbelts.
For freedom.
For freedom.